Hey there, Heart Warriors! Ready to find out which foods are secretly sabotaging your ticker? I'm here with another video about Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a renowned cardiologist who knows a thing or two about keeping those hearts pumping strong. Dr. O'Neill has dedicated her life to understanding the intricate workings of the cardiovascular system. Today we're diving into the top 5 foods you need to avoid to keep your heart in tip-top shape. We're talking about those sneaky culprits that can clog arteries, raise blood pressure, and leave your heart feeling less than stellar. So buckle up, grab a glass of water, hydration is key folks, and let's get started. Alright, let's talk carbs. Now carbohydrates themselves aren't inherently evil. In fact, our bodies need them for energy. But here's the catch, not all carbs are created equal. We're talking about those refined, processed carbs found in white bread, sugary drinks, and processed snacks. These bad boys are like sugar bombs for your bloodstream. When you eat too many of these refined carbs, your body breaks them down into sugar, which then floods your bloodstream. This can lead to a spike in blood sugar levels, which over time can damage your blood vessels and increase your risk of heart disease. Dr. O'Neill explains that your liver actually produces most of its cholesterol from glucose, a type of sugar. So those sugary drinks and processed treats you love, they're not just bad for your waistline, they're wreaking havoc on your cholesterol levels too. High cholesterol is a major risk factor for heart disease. It's like building a dam in your arteries, making it harder for blood to flow through. Opt for complex carbohydrates like those found in whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. These good-for-you carbs are digested more slowly, providing a steady stream of energy without the sugar rush. They're also packed with fiber, which can actually help lower your cholesterol levels. So ditch the white bread and embrace the whole wheat goodness. Your heart will thank you for it. Let's talk about salt, shall we? That humble white crystal we sprinkle on our food without a second thought. But here's the thing. Too much salt can be a real heartbreaker. When you consume excessive amounts of salt, it disrupts the delicate balance of sodium and potassium in your body. Sodium makes your body hold on to water, which increases the volume of blood in your blood vessels. And when that happens, your heart has to work harder to pump blood, leading to increased blood pressure. Over time, this constant strain on your heart can weaken it and increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, and other cardiovascular problems. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day for most adults, and ideally, aiming for 1,500 milligrams or less. How can you cut back on salt without sacrificing flavor? Ditch those processed foods. They're often loaded with hidden sodium. Instead, cook more meals at home using fresh ingredients and experiment with herbs, spices, and other flavor enhancers that don't rely on salt. Increase your potassium intake. Potassium actually helps counteract the negative effects of sodium by relaxing your blood vessels and lowering blood pressure. So load up on potassium-rich foods like bananas, sweet potatoes, spinach, and beans. Chapter 3. The Caffeine Kickback. Let's face it, many of us rely on that morning cup of coffee or afternoon energy drink to get us through the day. But while caffeine can provide a temporary boost, it can also have some not-so-desirable effects on your heart, especially in excessive amounts. Caffeine is a stimulant, and when it enters your bloodstream, it triggers your adrenal glands to release adrenaline. This surge of adrenaline causes your heart to beat faster and your blood pressure to rise. For most healthy adults, the occasional cup of coffee or tea isn't a major cause for concern. However, if you're sensitive to caffeine or consume it in large quantities, it can lead to more noticeable and potentially problematic effects. We're talking heart palpitations, increased anxiety, difficulty sleeping, and even dehydration, as caffeine can have a diuretic effect. Long-term, excessive caffeine consumption has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease. If you experience any negative side effects after consuming caffeine, it's best to cut back or avoid it altogether. And if you're a die-hard coffee lover, consider switching to decaf or exploring caffeine-free alternatives like herbal teas. Chapter 4. The Smoke Signals. Alright folks, let's talk about the elephant in the room, tobacco. It's no secret that smoking is terrible for your health, but it's even more detrimental to your heart than you might realize. In fact, smoking is a leading cause of heart disease, and quitting smoking is one of the single most important things you can do to improve your cardiovascular health. When you inhale cigarette smoke, you're introducing a toxic cocktail of over 7,000 chemicals into your body, many of which are highly damaging to your heart and blood vessels. Nicotine, the addictive substance in cigarettes, acts as a stimulant, causing your heart to beat faster and your blood pressure to rise. It also constricts your blood vessels, reducing blood flow and making your heart work harder. Carbon monoxide, another harmful gas in cigarette smoke, binds to the hemoglobin in your blood, reducing its ability to carry oxygen throughout your body. This means your heart has to work even harder to deliver oxygen to your vital organs, putting additional stress on your cardiovascular system. Tar damages your lungs, making it harder to breathe, and it also contributes to the buildup of plaque in your arteries, increasing your risk of atherosclerosis. Section 5. The processed predicament. We live in a world obsessed with convenience, and processed foods have become a staple in many of our diets. But here's the thing. Those quick and easy meals and snacks often come at a hidden cost to our health, especially our heart health. Processed foods are typically loaded with unhealthy ingredients that can wreak havoc on our cardiovascular system. We're talking about excessive amounts of sodium, unhealthy fats, added sugars, artificial ingredients, and a lack of essential nutrients. Sodium, as we discussed earlier, can raise blood pressure and put a strain on your heart. And processed foods are notorious for being sodium bombs. From canned soups and frozen dinners to packaged snacks and fast food, it's shocking how much hidden sodium lurks in these products. Then there are the unhealthy fats, particularly trans fats and saturated fats. Trans fats, which are created through a process called hydrogenation, are particularly harmful as they not only raise your bad cholesterol levels, but also lower your good cholesterol levels. Processed foods are often packed with added sugars, which can contribute to weight gain, insulin resistance, and an increased risk of heart disease. And to make matters worse, processed foods are often lacking in essential nutrients that are crucial for a healthy heart. So there you have it, folks. Dr. O'Neill's top 5 foods to avoid for a healthy heart. Remember, taking care of your heart isn't just about ditching these dietary villains. It's about making conscious choices every day to nourish your body and mind. Manage stress, get enough sleep, and find joy in movement. Your heart will thank you for it. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more heart-healthy tips. We've got a whole lot more in store for you. Stay heart smart, and we hope to see you again in the next video.